Hey, Dominic here this week with week 8 discussion post 1, stock flow diagram again, talking about feedback loops. We were asked to review the video posted and then use a previous stock flow diagram and explain what feedback loops might be involved in that. I'm going to be using an older version of my animal shelter, this time kind of making it into a breeder. The reason I made it into a breeder is to kind of show a reinforced loop. Similar to the example used in Professor Rogan's video, where he was using birth and death rates. So, number of animals in the breeder or shelter uh, increases. The birth rate of animals within that shelter or breeders uh, would then in turn increase. Uh, which in turn would increase the animals within that shelter or breeder. Uh, Again, increasing left unchecked, of course, would increase the animal birth rates. Um, and then moving to uh, a balanced loop. Balanced loop would be adopted animals or the death of animals. Uh, and the animals within the shelter. Um, as long as there's a consistent inflow or births um, through rescued animals or the breeding, there would then uh, be a higher level of adoption within that. And as long as people want to keep helping animals or getting a specific animal, depending on if you go to a specific breeder for a specific animal, the animals within that shelter or breeder would also go down, kind of doing the loop. And then because of like a secondary stock of once an animal is adopted, if that animal potentially dies or gets lost again, um, but they're infatuated with animals, they want another one, they might go back to the shelter, excuse me, to then get another animal, if that makes sense. So a balanced loop is where one is up and one is down, and it just keeps doing that to equal it out, creating a balance within the stock flow diagram. Whereas a reinforced loop is a continued up and up, and this may not be good because if you think about uh, a breeder, there are uh, things called dog mills where they breed and breed and breed and breed a specific animal. In my example, I was using dogs uh, to the point where there's an overflow within that stock to where they're living in absolutely atrocious conditions. Um, but it also doesn't have to be a bad thing as long as they have proper outflow and aren't trying to overdo it, if that makes sense. Uh, so yeah, that's my example. I hope that you kind of understood that. Again, a reinforced loop is where uh, it as one thing goes up, the the inflow or outflow that is influencing this going up in turn makes this go up, usually in inflows as the video described, whereas the amount of animals in the shelter or um, the population in was the example from the video goes up, in turn the birth rate would go up, which would then raise this bar one more, uh, creating that reinforced loop. So thank you for your time. I hope that was helpful. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye.